This is the
Mm.
first volume, right? It's not going to
First
be.
volume.
It's weird to say that. It sounds weird, but it's kind of like like musicians. With like,
Yeah,
this is our first album,
yeah.
right? Like, I
So
don't want people to hold us to a weekly consistency because I've
I
got two
know,
little
right?
kids and you have a
Yeah,
realistic job.
yeah. I may have to actually hold on, you put this on do not disturb. There we go. So with us navigating through this new thing that we're trying to just put together, I think we've spoken offline a couple of times in regards to moving forward with it. So I'm glad we finally just did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So at some point, you just gotta pull the trigger, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be beautiful, and for
Mhm.
anybody who is gonna watch this in the
Yeah.
future, we're recording the only way we know how at this point. We're gonna put
Exactly.
it on YouTube, and then we'll always post our stuff on Instagram first. You guys will see
Yeah.
the cool movie poster for whichever
Yeah.
volume, whichever
That
Sifu's
first
are
one was
on it.
dope. I
Yeah,
like that.
it
I like
will.
that. I like that.
Yeah, I was like, man, what would be cool? And in the past, I've done shirts for like me and my
Mhm.
brothers, and I always try to adapt
Yeah.
like an old kung fu movie, like
Mhm. That was a
I've done
nice
the
touch.
five deadly venom,
Nice touch.
the venoms
Yeah.
and all sorts of like just for fun. So I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, I really want to carry that over. Like that was super fun, and it
That was
seems
a
like your
dope.
audience likes it. So
Yeah. And look, listen, they thought I was coming out with the movie. And I was like, okay, cool. But
yeah,
nah, it's like, look, it's a podcast. It's two creatives in the martial arts just kind of just speaking from our experiences. And, you
yeah.
know,
It's just
that's
it's
what it
just a
is.
mindset piece, really. You
That's
know,
it.
so if you guys are tuning into this thinking we're giving away Wing Chun secrets, we're not. There
Yeah.
are no
Nah.
secrets here. And in my opinion, and I think that we share it. There's
Yeah.
only really one way to learn it, and you
Mhm.
got to get hands on. That's the
Yeah.
only way.
Trust
There
and
are no
pass everything.
secrets.
Hmm.
Yeah, hand to hand is the only way you can learn it.
I
Um,
agree.
but yeah, we're just we'll introduce ourselves, a little bit
Yeah.
about us, and then we'll kind of get into what this one looks like and kind of where this comes from and why
Mm.
we felt in a sea of martial arts know-it-alls, why we should even have a voice.
Yeah.
So please,
If you want to,
you
I
first.
mean, if you want to go,
You
well,
have
me,
magazine covers, dog. Go ahead.
so Seafood Dan, I go by the mantra Lithium Tiger. That is something that I just came up with. Kung Fu journey, Kung Fu name. One of my favorite animals is the tiger as well. So besides that, though, I've been doing martial arts, I would say, since I was like 7, on and off different things. I decided to really lock in and hone in on it, and become a Sifu because I wanted to teach. I'm in corrections right now. I've been there for 17 years. So I've kind of, I've seen fights in the streets. I've seen fights in the prison. I've seen fights pretty much everywhere. And I'm just giving my 2 cents, my 2 cents, just seeing like what works and what don't work, you know?
I like how you were so humble and you like glazed over all of it. You're like, yeah, kind of this, I kind of that, I kind of
You know,
that.
well,
Yeah,
you know.
okay. You make me seem like the bad guy here.
Now you
My
good,
name
Jay?
is Jason, and like I am a Sifu.
Yeah.
I do have students, but I fall in that weird like I don't
Mhm.
like people calling me that unless I've taught you.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
like I feel weird when people like I've got buddies that run
Yeah,
tournaments and they're like, "Oh, Sifu," and I'm like, but I didn't teach you anything. Like,
yeah.
what did I teach you?" But yeah, I've been teaching for the last, gosh,
Mm,
5 or 6 years.
okay.
Um, yeah. My father was actually my Sifu,
Mm.
which is not fun. For anybody who's like, "Oh, that was handed to you."
It's tough love. It's tough
Yeah,
love.
man, and I'm sure we'll get into it in another
Yeah.
on another episode. But man,
Mm,
like I was the coach's kid,
hmm.
right? Like if you ever played like little
Yeah.
league football or something, I was the
Hmm.
coach's kid, and I
Baseball and everything.
remember
Yeah.
late nights. I'm doing so well, and
Mm.
Sifu goes around and he tells people how to beat me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't, that's my thing. Like, no,
Yeah.
like, don't
You
give
don't
it
be telling
away.
nobody that.
Yeah, I constantly was just change.
Mm,
I had to keep evolving, changing, moving, rolling,
mm,
switching things up. I've been doing
yeah.
Wing Chun, oh gosh, since I was 14.
Okay.
Before that, my dad taught me to do pak sao, right? Like in
Yeah,
school, like if
yeah,
the boy's trying to punch you, just do this.
yeah.
And,
Mm,
um, battle punches. And, we
yeah,
used to have to do our stance, which I didn't know was the stance. We used to
yeah.
have to do it as punishment when we were little kids.
Yeah.
Um,
Dang.
but
Okay.
yeah, but I didn't know any of it until I
Mm,
started to train. And then when I started
mm.
to train,
You're
which
like,
also
oh.
it wasn't like I wasn't forced into it.
Mm.
Just one day, it was like
It's just like,
somebody challenged me. They're like, "Oh, I
mm,
bet you couldn't do it anyway." I was like,
yeah.
"Okay,
All
I'll
right.
do it." And now here I am.
That
Like
always happens, man. Always trying to challenge. Somebody always trying to
yeah.
challenge. I
Man,
figured
that's
this.
my personality. Like I got recruited into the Marine Corps.
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay. I didn't do much after high school. And the Marine
Mm,
Corps recruiter came around. He was like, "What are you doing with your life?" I was like, "Eh." He
mm,
was like, "Hey, you probably couldn't do it anyway." I was like, "Bet." A
mm.
couple, 2 years after that, couple deployments later, I was special operations, assessment and
Oh,
selection, and doing all of this
gosh.
fun, cool stuff
Thank
in
you
the
for the
Marine Corps.
service.
And yeah, and that's kind of my personality is just like,
Okay.
oh, how far can I push this? Like how
Gotcha.
far can we go? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
uh what can I actually do? Yeah, so been training Wing Chun for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, flipped around and was kind of like we have a weird system. I was voted to be the heir of the school, the school name
Okay.
when my Sifu retired.
Yeah.
Um, I was voted to be the one to carry that on. So that was
Okay.
a huge, huge honor, right? Because
Yeah.
the way our school works, everything was a vote. Like if
Oh,
you
okay.
you can't stay unless everybody voted you could stay,
Anybody's supposed you to
right?
stay.
Like
Okay.
yeah, and we don't have belts or anything, so we had to get shirts. But
Yeah.
in order to get your shirt to like
Mm-hmm.
earn your spot, you had to get
Yeah.
voted. And then like the next step was like kind of
Mm-hmm.
it makes it sound cultish, right? But it's like you take like this oath with your brothers, and then it's like
Yeah.
okay,
The
do we
family.
vote? Like is
The
he
family
here?
and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and
Like a
and
family.
everything was a vote. So then when it came to who was going to take the school on,
Mm-hmm.
everybody voted, and it had to be majority vote, and it
Mm-hmm.
was unanimous minus one because I didn't want it, right? Like I was like,
Gotcha.
no,
Gotcha. Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like
Get
let Sifu
somebody
keep
else.
let's let
I
Sifu
mean,
keep
but
moving.
I mean, if you have the qualities of a leader, that's probably what they was looking at as well. Humble, just knowing how to lead the troops, knowing how to speak, knowing how to motivate. Cause that's a
Yeah,
lot of it. That's a lot of with the leadership quality. That's what comes with it. Motivating people as well. Even if you don't feel like doing anything that day or nothing, you just know how to just lead them and lead them how to be the best that they can be. Not lead them like, oh, look at me, I got this thing on, so you gotta listen to what I'm saying. A
right.
lot
Yeah,
of leaders do that and don't know how it is to be, to have that authority and just know how to talk to people, be sociable, not da, da,
yep.
da, da. You listen to what I'm telling you. I'm this. Seafood chose me, and it's like, come on, bro, come on.
Exactly, and I think that's what our Sifu didn't want was like, oh, Sifu
Yeah,
chose because it
mm,
was always a vote. Everything was a
yeah,
vote, and he would always tell us like it's not his class, it was
mm-hmm,
our class,
yeah,
right? He just taught us,
mm-hmm,
but it was our class. So it didn't matter what he did or didn't want, right?
mm-hmm.
Like for a while, just for an example, we didn't teach women. Like there are
Oh,
no women, no
okay.
kids, because for us, it was you come to this class, there are no gloves, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get hit. Like first night, you're gonna get hit. Like
Yeah,
if you've never been hit before, you're definitely gonna get hit.
you're gonna get.
Uh, because you got to see like is this really
Sound
what you
familiar?
want? Yeah,
Sound familiar?
exactly, right.
Sound familiar?
And we just didn't teach women because it was
Mm,
like we're all of the mindset like you don't hit women at all.
Mm.
And for us to train you proper, we have to hit you
Yeah.
because we can't to teach you to be able to take that on, right?
Mm.
Is like we have to teach you the same way that we teach men, which means
Exactly.
I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
And we had to put it up to a vote because a woman came to our Sifu who also
Mm.
he worked in the jail. So
Mm.
thank you for your service. And she's a corrections officer in the
Okay.
male prison.
Okay. Oh.
And and
Okay.
and that was why she came to him and she said, I need to learn
Yeah.
because
Learn
and
something.
he's
Yeah.
like, I don't teach women. She goes, I fight men all day.
Mm.
And we put it, we had to put it up to a vote. She went through one night
Mm.
where
She got to
if
get
she ever
tagged up.
sees this, I'm sorry, but Sifu told me, he was like, break her
She had to
off.
get. She had
Like
to get
show
tagged up. Yeah.
yeah, show her, break her off.
Yeah.
So we didn't hit her. I didn't hit her. But we are doing oh gosh. Um not we're just doing body hardening, juts
Okay.
out, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
when I do a juts out drill, I've been known to hurt feelings and arms. And I
Okay.
said, okay, I'll do that. And
Yeah.
um she actually went to your med bay, I guess, like
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
doc,
Mhm.
whatever you guys have.
Yeah. The
Uh,
medical office
yeah,
or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And the next day she had hairline fractures in her forearm, but
Wow.
we all voted yes because we voted on it because we
Yeah.
never taught women. But instead of crying or
Mm-hmm.
saying that it hurt, like even I've done it to males
Mm-hmm.
and lesser, right? And they've quit. They've never come back. They said it was too painful. They didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me how I did it.
Mm.
She didn't say,
I'm
"Oh, don't
out.
do that anymore. Can you stop?" Like that's not, I'm not
Yeah.
okay with that. She said, "That hurts, but how do you do it?
Mm.
Would show me how to do it." And I did. I showed her how to do it, which
Yeah.
I regretted, but like because it didn't hurt me, right? But
Yeah. Each one
it was
teach
that,
one.
yeah, it was that mindset of like, okay,
Wow. He
I'm
really, yeah. Instead of be like running away like most, guys was
people.
doing.
Yeah. She was like,
Some of these
that
females
hurt, but
roll harder than these men out here, man. That's the
oh yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
Did you give her
So
the beat the jowls to kind of heal her up?
oh no.
No.
You heal on your own time. Actually, hairline fractures are great because it rebuilds new bone
That's
and
what.
it's
Yeah.
tougher.
Yeah.
So I helped her.
Yeah. You did. Kudos.
Uh yeah, kudos.
Kudos.
But enough about the background.
Yeah.
More of our backgrounds I'm sure will come out
Yeah.
as we
Yeah.
go on.
Doing the
Because I know
speak
there's way
volumes.
more to you that people want to hear about. Okay, because I've seen your breakdance videos. All right,
Oh yeah. A
yeah,
little a little
I saw
something.
your little pop
Oh, okay,
locking.
so you got some
Okay,
too.
uh, but this episode,
Yeah.
I kind of want to kick things off, and
Yeah.
I want to talk about just kind of the evolution of Wing Chun. Right, that's why the name of
Yeah.
this volume is the Evolving Fist,
The evolving fit.
um, and kind of is Wing Chun stuck in the past, right? Like,
Mm.
uh, are we blinded by our own? I don't want to say greatness, right? I don't want to sound like that hypocrite, but I think there was a
Uh,
time and a heyday where Wing Chun really shined bright.
was yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I
it
agree.
was real bright, and then now with the uh,
The
I don't want
rise
to say the
of
invention.
MMA.
Well, not just MMA, but like the rise of social media, right?
Okay.
Now you see so many Wing Chun practitioners because you
Uh-huh.
actually see less in Wing Chun
Yeah.
in MMA that
Mm.
just random social media posts that
Mm.
trash Wing Chun because everybody knows. And I hate to call him out. I hate to, but I love to. Uh, Jerry
Oh,
from Fight Commentary and
okay.
my
Oh,
buddy from McDojo Life. But I've
yeah.
talked to both, and they both said, "Oh yeah, no, Wing Chun is great, but I did a little bit of it back then."
So I wonder who they went
And then
to.
it's like, if
Because that's the thing. The thing about the Wing Chun too, it is about the practitioner. I feel like with the Wing Chun, to your point, the reason why with the evolution and stuff, it's kind of jaded now because of the practitioners of who's you're coming from a teacher who's teaching who never fought in their life. They really can't, and they're probably a good teacher. Oh, the chi and it's going to this and going to this, but then fights are boom, 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 aggressiveness.
Nasty, yeah.
How you, how are you going to neutralize that? What are you really doing? Like you making this stuff up in your brain that you think this is gonna step one, step two, step three, and it's not. It don't go that way.
And this is what I love about the freestyle that we have
Mm,
right. You just said something, and I'm
mm,
going to relate it back to the my Marine Corps content.
mm,
With him. Yeah, buddy. Uh, so in the Marine Corps, uh, I just know, and I
mm,
joined later during the Global War on Terror, right? So
mm,
when I joined, the guys who were above me or like directing me had already
mm.
been to war, right? Like they had already been there. So when I
Experience
came
it.
up, they're like, "Hey, this is what works."
Hmm.
Right? And you look at those guys, and I'm like, look, that's what I want, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like in the fight world, the Muay Thai, the BJJ, the stuff that's in MMA right now that has been
Mm.
tested, people are coming up and they're saying that's what I want, right?
Yeah.
Because those guys are confident in their abilities.
Yes.
But when the global war on terror kicked off, but actually even different is when the war in Afghanistan kicked off, a
Mm.
little known fact is we actually lost thousands of troops when Afghanistan kicked off because everybody was used to fighting the Iraq war.
Yeah.
So, and to your point is like,
Mm.
oh, the chi and this, they haven't been tested. Then the rise of MMA, the rise of social media, the rise of all these
Mm.
things. Well, these people are still untested. They're not fighting. They're not doing this.
Exactly.
They're living in their own stink,
Yeah.
right?
A little
You're in your
bubble.
own bubble and you're not testing anything,
Yeah.
and then there's this rise. Well, you're still untested, and then people go, well, let me try it.
Hmm.
And you actually believe your own lie, right?
It's
And
true.
it's like, oh, this works because of blah 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 blah,
Mm.
and it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
So it's, if you live in this bubble, you have to get out. And I think that's been the problem with Wing Chun for so long, is
Yeah.
it wasn't tested against the outside world.
Yes.
uh, and
And
and and and really, that's what we're seeing now. Yes.
and
Sorry.
that's what I believe. I feel like things evolving, and there's some people that wanted to stay because they're afraid to step out that barrier because they don't know anything else. You know that like that's something. It's a
Yes.
fear that they don't want to step out that lane because they know that it's going to be too beyond them. And it's like, you know
Yeah.
what? I can't keep up. I'm a seafood, so I have to walk like this. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
gonna make mistakes. You're a human. But that's how I learned. And that's why, like, a lot of people hit me up, dang, yo, why you always going for throats and eyes and ears? Because it works. I ain't trying to
Oh
incriminate myself, but it works. I do that a lot because it hinders a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Absolutely. Like I just saw something where it was like, oh, why is this always going for a groin shot or an eye shot? Because if you look across the board in every single combat sport,
Mm.
that's like a no-no,
Yes and no,
which
no. Yeah,
means it doesn't matter how tough you are, it
it's
works.
effective.
Yeah, and we'll get into. I have it as our second topic, but this
Yeah,
leads right
yeah,
into it. It's perfect.
yeah.
Wing
Yeah.
Chun is too dangerous for sparring. Like we see that.
I agree.
The Sifu's like you're saying, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. It, it, I was doing Chisao with one of my brothers at like a we do like a family get
Mm.
together, right? Like all the
Okay.
whole kungfu family gets together, and we all have a day of
Mhm.
like cookouts and just training. And
Yeah,
uh, one of my brothers had a brothers fight. Okay, I love him
yeah,
to
yeah.
death.
It
Man,
happens.
we fight,
It's
and
love.
he had a
It's
chip on his
love.
shoulder about something I was doing, and back and forth, and it got to a point where uh, we did chisao, and when we
Hmm.
did, I locked him up, and I went to go, and I stopped, but I
Mm.
had him on his knees, dead to rights,
Mm.
tied up, dead to rights, boom,
Yeah.
and I stopped, and I just kind of turned him loose, and my students were there, And they're like, oh, like,
Yeah.
why did you do that? And I said, because I lost. Like, it was about control and I lost control.
Mm.
Like, that's
Okay.
on me. That's a flaw on me.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to see that I'm flawed, just
Mm-hmm.
like you're flawed, right?
Exactly.
I don't want anyone to watch this video to ever train with me, to ever
Mm-hmm.
roll with me, to spar with me, whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
and ever think that I'm better than, even if you're my
Exactly.
student, I don't think I'm better than you as a human.
Yeah.
We're all flawed, right?
Yeah.
And to your point, those Sifus that put their chest out and they're,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I this, I'm that.
Yeah.
You can't ever beat me. I'm too dangerous.
Okay.
No, no, you're not. You're not dangerous.
To the point with you said with the could we go full out sparring and one of my friends that I know in BJJ as well, they was like, yo, you could sometimes go 100% in BJJ rolling without getting hurt somewhat, and with Wing Chun you can't. And I'm like, yeah, you got a point, because if you really went 100% Jay, and I'm talking about like kicking to the knee, your knee
Oh,
goes in,
yeah,
now the
yeah,
person's out,
yeah.
so yeah, so there's some truth to that where we can't ultimately go 100% most times, and most times when I do go 100%, it's like fisticuffs. It's in dudes really fighting, and now we really fighting. Now I know what works. I'm like, oh, I gotta bring this back to the lab, train it,
Yep.
and make sure I show it, and oh, this works.
But to counter that,
Hmm.
right? And for a while, I sipped on that Kool-Aid, right? Where I was like,
I love
oh,
that.
if
Yeah,
you if you ever ran to me, I kick your knee out, I break your jaw, I
yeah,
gouge your eyeball
yeah,
out, I rip your ear off.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm nasty. I'm
yeah.
gonna be the and let me get it straight. You cross me on the street, you talk to my kid the wrong way,
Oh,
you're not walking away from that, okay?
nah.
But but to counter that argument, right,
Mm,
where people, you can't sit in that bubble and say, I'm too dangerous. If
got
you
you.
think that you're that good, that you
Mm,
are so good that if it happened to you on the street,
mm,
you could kick my knee out,
mm,
then take it to the lab. Like you just
mm,
said, take it to the lab, go spar, and
mm.
instead of aiming for their knee, aim for their hip.
Yeah.
Instead of aiming for their eye, aim for
Mm,
their jaw.
yeah.
Because you're so dialed in and you're so dangerous, you're so pinpoint accurate, hit a different
I
point.
agree. I agree.
And I'm not saying that, yeah, Wing Chun, you can't really go 100%, but
Mm,
can I throw 7 battle punches under a second to your face if I wanted to?
yeah.
Let's spar and see if I can do it. I can do it on a bag. I can
Yeah.
throw 9, 12. Can
Look,
I
you
do
can
it
do it on this.
right? Can I do it if you're throwing punches back?
Yeah.
Can it work?
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Or am I only going to get that 3 shot off?
Mm-hmm.
Like what really works? And am I as accurate as you know? And I'll
I
drop a
think I
story.
am.
Right.
Right?
I took 2 of my brothers when I first started teaching, real young.
Mm.
They early in my teaching days, not young in life,
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
like, oh, let's bring gloves. And I noticed that you guys use MMA gloves too
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, bring MMA gloves because it still allows us to trap and do some
Mm.
stuff, but it's gonna
Still
have a
move
hindrance.
the fingers and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll let us test how far we can go.
Mm.
And I told 2 of my brothers, I said, look, let's open this up. We're gonna have a 6x6
Yeah.
box, and I want you guys to start, in Teuton's out, and I want you to try to use Wing Chun in a realistic sense. Like
Situation.
as
Yeah.
if you had just somebody throwing a punch and you crossed it.
Yeah.
Realistic. Do you know what happened? And now both of these guys, high
Mm.
level guys,
Mm-hmm.
really good
Mm-hmm.
guys. Chi Sao is on point,
Okay.
and I tell him put on gloves, put in a mouthpiece, and go to work.
And go. Yeah.
Man, it looked like something out of a carnival. You got one guy windmilling, the other guy is just like
That's what I'm trying to
this.
say, man. That's what I'm saying. It all
But
looks
that,
like kickboxing or something that, yo, bro, you paying all this money a month to do Wing Chun, but I don't see no Wing Chun. I don't see what you doing. Oh nah,
Yep.
bro, it's the concepts. I said, bro, you doing this.
That's not a
We don't throw
concept.
punches like
Yeah, that is not a concept. So yeah, Wing Chun is not too dangerous. To answer
hmm
that first myth,
Yeah.
Wing Chun is not too dangerous to spar. It
hmm
is not too dangerous to train with.
Yeah.
Now, if you like the person, please don't kick out their knees or gouge their eyes out.
hmm
But yeah, that's a
hmm
myth. So
Yeah.
I want to edit and put a huge myth thing right here.
Myth.
Yeah, Wing Chun is too dangerous.
Too
Myth.
dangerous to go 100% all the time, you know?
Yeah,
Instead of, like you said, but to your point, you brought up a right point. Instead of going for the knee, go for the hips, go for the thigh. Because now that's more accurate.
right.
And that's
And
showing more control, showing precision striking,
yeah,
right?
and if you can do that, if you guys are sparring, if you're going
hmm
even a full contact match, right? If you're
hmm
able to change that knee strike into a thigh strike,
Yeah.
right? Just we're talking inches, right?
Yeah.
If you're able to do that with precision,
hmm
then in my opinion, if it were to come life or death, your brain can calculate and go for that knee strike because your
Exactly.
brain already calculated to
hmm
change what you thought was a knee strike to a thigh,
The hip. Yep. Thigh or
yeah,
hip. Yep.
or a hip or whatever.
Yeah.
Or instead of gouging the eye, you punch them
hmm
in the mouth. You
hmm
like, I do it a lot. Is I'll point or I'll
Yeah.
tap them,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like, why would you do that?
See
It's like
what
if I can point or tap you, like
your
you're in a
mind. I
bad
got
scenario.
you. I can touch you. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm doing this on your forehead,
Yeah.
we're in a bad scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, like you are not having a good day.
Nah.
So Wing Chun is not too dangerous.
hmm
So then that'll lead. We talked about Sifu's, so I want
Yeah.
to talk about the traditional teaching. Right, I already said that you and I include
hmm
MMA gloves. We include some. I include sparring. Do you guys include
Yes.
sparring
Yes.
with
Yeah.
with your students? Okay.
Pressure testing.
So
Yes.
yes. So I don't know about you, but we
Mhm.
have Chi Sao, right? Which is 100%. You start up 50-50, like
Yeah.
somebody's Tong Sao, somebody's Vong Sao.
Prime
But
side. Yeah.
then I've introduced what I call practical Chi Sao, right?
Okay.
Where one person is the offender and the other person is the artist, right? And the
Yeah.
offender throws like a haymaker, throws a
Mm.
jab,
Randomly.
throws
Yeah.
a low kick,
Yeah.
a normal scenario,
hmm
where do you go from there, right?
hmm
Because I want to show them when that other person throws, as soon as your hands touch, cheese out.
hmm Yeah.
Like get in that
Stick.
mindset,
It's stick.
like
Yeah.
Tonda, boom, now we're
Yeah.
here. Where do I go from here? What do I
hmm
do next? Like how am I going
How
to?
you transition to how you
Yes.
transition into the next, and to your point, it draws up to adapt and adjust, depending on the
Yeah.
pressure and the situation. I do the same thing, bro. Like I call it. So my training thing is crawl, walk, run.
Mhm.
Yeah, situation where the crawling is the instructional block. Sifu's
Yes.
teaching, so we repping, walk similar to repping, but now you're a little bit of movement, and then the running is just the pressure testing. All right, now you're under pressure. What you gonna do? Is this the first thing you're gonna do? You understand the pressure is moving you this way, so you can't force it. You can't
Right.
because
Yes.
that go against the concept. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Economy of
Absolutely.
motion, using the less resistance just to get the job done. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
And I think it's funny, which this again,
Yeah,
next volume, but
yeah,
it's
yeah. Next
funny. We're
volume. Next
two
volume.
different lineages, and
Yeah.
we have the same principles, right?
hmm
So, we warm up. You do your push-ups, you run,
hmm
you get that basic workout in, battle
hmm
punches, tandas,
Yep.
whatever repetitions we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Do your forms, then we'll go to Chisao or
hmm
Danchi, or we'll go to an instructional portion, right? Where I'm
What you
like,
think
hey,
about? Yeah.
this is kind of a new thing. I want you
Uh-huh.
guys to practice this, right? And
Okay.
we evolve as we go.
hmm
Then that last 20, 30 minutes,
Uh-huh.
hey, put your gloves on, headgear if you want it,
Yep.
Let's see it.
Mouth gag
Like,
if you want to as well.
yeah, like let's see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about, oh, let me take this guy's head off. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we just learned this. How do I apply it?
How we apply it.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
now, I've started this team where it's separate from my school, right? Team Seven
Mm-hmm.
Element that I use for
Okay.
competitions is
The
separate from the
competitions.
school,
Okay.
uh, because we look at it, and I tell them, I say, look, whatever you learn in class, when
Mm-hmm.
when it's class, shut up. It's Wing Chun,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't really care what jujitsu, what Muay Thai, what boxing. I don't care what you have. When
Mm-hmm.
you're here, shut up. Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna do it this way. And when you get to that last pressure test, you do whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want. But while
Mm-hmm.
we're doing Chisao, that's a Wing Chun drill, right?
That's what
It's
we're
a
doing.
drill.
Yep.
It would be like bringing a basketball to football practice, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
It don't make
Um,
sense. Yeah.
but for Seven Element, I tell them, like, hey, this is where all of your cream and sugar,
Mm-hmm.
you put it in here, right?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like the real pressure test is
Mm-hmm.
take what you got, how much of it actually comes through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have guys who will do Chisao. One guy is trying to blend Chisao and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. He's done Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for like, gosh, 30 something years.
Okay.
He taught in South Florida for a while.
Okay.
And, his Chisao looks a lot like standing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's, and he's always asking, like, oh, can I do a takedown? And it's like, I guess you could put him on the floor, but like,
Yeah.
you can't follow him. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a different beast. But yeah, so traditional teaching, we're kind of
Mm-hmm.
went off on a tangent on how we're not traditional. um
Mm-hmm.
but I think that Wing Chun gets a black eye from all of those guys who still wear, I'm gonna say it,
Say
I've seen photos of it, but I'm gonna say it because I don't have any photos of me in them. A
it.
silk shirt,
Yeah.
right? Where the
Yeah.
buttons are screaming, right?
Yeah.
Your buttons are screaming because you're like 8 people large. But that, uh,
Yeah.
they got the silk shirt and they're,
Yeah.
kung fu everything, and they try and speak to you in Chinese, and they're white
Yeah.
as hell. Like, I
I,
mean,
I mean,
that
for me,
also gives us a bad name.
yeah, I think, well, I mean, with that, because of everything now, I mean, I know the jujitsu guy, BJJ guys, they call it pajamas, right? It's like a joke.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
in
yeah.
regards to like the Kung Fu Sam, that's something I think that's formal for class. When you're doing an event, taking pictures. I think that's formal. If you run in a real dojo in school, I understand. You could sometimes come in a uniform. My seafood taught us on and off. Like this day, yo, come regular. Cause when you're in the street, you ain't wearing that anyway. But
Yeah.
it's just some sort of courtesy given, just homage to the art itself. And I think that's why I look at it as a martial art. That's the art side
Yes.
of the things, of the demos, the drills, the forms, the kung fu uniforms, and then there's the
Oh,
martial side where you got to get busy.
I have nothing against uniform. Our
Yeah.
uniform was actually the Henleys, right? Like, you go back
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
1940s Hong Kong, they're all
Yeah,
wearing the white Henley.
yeah, the white, yeah,
Yeah, we have
and the
white
white cuff,
Henleys.
the white cufflinks.
No, no, no,
No,
no
not those ones.
cufflinks. Just the Henleys, and because of my Sifu's background, we had to
Mm-hmm.
wear black pants
Yeah.
and black. You could wear boots or black, like, shoes, but it was like,
Okay.
there was a uniform, but it was different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have nothing against the silk. Like, I get the
Yeah,
uniform.
yeah,
My I guess my problem is like when you have the traditional teacher who's like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's wearing all this uniform, and you need to bow. Now,
Yeah.
again, we bow to Sifu when you get in. You bow to
Yep.
the class, like, show respect.
Yep.
Kwandai, you show respect. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it's like there's these white dudes out there, and we had to speak in Mandarin because my grandmother speaks Mandarin, my father, like,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
my Qigong, all that. So you had to count in
Additional.
Mandarin, you had to do all these things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but my Sifu never like mandated that you know
Mm-hmm.
whatever the code name of the move was. Can you do
Yeah.
the move and can you perform it?
Yeah.
Versus like, let's talk about this and,
Mm-hmm.
8,000 reasons why it was named that. But,
Mm-hmm.
you weigh 8,000 pounds, you can't do the actual move.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're claiming to be an expert in
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun when you know, you've
Yeah.
never, like we were saying earlier, like you've never actually pressure tested it.
You never pressure tested.
You never been tested, and
Mm-hmm.
you're claiming to be a master.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you know, I think that gives us a black eye where it's like,
That's the point. One of the
yeah,
yeah, one of them. I would say that was one of the things I would do. And then, like you said, to your point, the videos that come up, and they
yeah,
go in Wing Chun against karate or Wing Chun against this, but then you just look at the guy. The guy looked like he just started Wing Chun though.
yeah, or they're a master, right? Quote unquote, because everyone's a master now.
Yeah,
I'm a master at Wing Chun, and
yeah,
then you get rocks. Yeah, like I saw one McDojo put it out, and it was somebody making fun of Wing Chun, which like I laughed at the guy,
yeah.
but he went to block a roundhouse with a Tan Sao and a Gong Sao,
Mm-hmm.
but all he did was throw the hands up. Well, when
Mm-hmm.
the roundhouse came around, he got like thrown back, and I was like, "You are so stupid! You just took that kick full
Yeah,
force,
100. Yeah,
a
full force.
100% of that kick you just
Yeah.
took."
Mm-hmm.
You didn't cut angle. You didn't close the distance. You did
He wasn't
nothing.
rooted. He wasn't rooted in
He,
anything.
no, he just tried to absorb it and
Yeah.
just got yeeted, right? Like out of the frame. And it's like, yeah, when people say that that's
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun is going to get a bad name,
Yeah.
right? And that guy was wearing the silk pajamas and he
Yeah.
had
Like, look at
like,
me.
yeah, all these
Alex.
shirts and claiming to be the
I get you
master.
though. I get
and
you.
and that's given
I
us the black
understand.
eye is uh
Mm-hmm.
and that's another one of my theories is I will never, and my Sifu also,
Mm-hmm.
we don't think that there is really a master of, and in my opinion, a master of any art.
Mm-hmm.
If you dedicate your life to an art every day, you'll find something new.
You find something new. I agree. That's why,
If you,
I'll stick with that title, seafood, forever. I don't care if I
yes,
make 10 black belts. I'm gonna be seafood Dan still, unless
yeah,
I finish up BJJ and I become a professor.
professor, yeah, that one's cool. Like I wish we could be a professor.
Yeah, right.
An English word that means cool. But
Yeah,
to me it's like, oh, master means I have mastered every piece of this
uh,
art. And
mm,
every day I find something new. Every day,
it's
you
true.
know, even if I thought I had mastered it,
Hmm.
talking with you
Hmm.
changes my perspective, should change
Yeah,
my perspective, and I should go back to the drawing board and go back to work,
hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Talking to somebody else with a different viewpoint,
yeah.
right? Like I use a tonsal, like somebody else uses a tonsal, and I showed somebody
Hmm.
tonsal once, and they go, "Wait a minute, your palm is supposed to be up," because I
Yeah,
came across like this, and they
yeah,
were like, "You can't." I said, "Is a tonsal the hand,
yeah.
or is it the arm? Is it the energy? Is it the
Hmm.
motion? Like, what is the tonsal?
Yeah. What
Is
exactly?
is
Yeah.
it this, or was
Hmm.
tonsal this as the offering hand because it was
Hmm.
easier to teach people, like
Hmm.
farmers or whoever, like, hey, when you offer, you have an open hand and it's up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's easy for me to know,
Hmm.
right? Versus this, which is a different angle, but when I have gloves on, when I'm boxing, when I'm doing whatever, that's the easier move with the
Hmm.
glove for me to grab, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Because if I have my boxing glove up like this, that hook's doing me no good. Versus
Yeah.
here, which
Exactly. And then
just an
transition.
adaptation.
I have a comment.
Yeah,
One of my martial arts brothers, Harlem native. I have a master's rank, but rank is only for my school. It doesn't carry into any other place, and that's coming from a humble person, man. He's a dope person, but I understand it because there are different arts that does carry that name, like the master, the grandmaster, and stuff, depending on what art you have. And he's right. Like, yo, it operates in the school, but for some people, what we're trying to say, Harlem, that some people take it to the next level and just
yes.
live and breathe off that, and don't want
I,
to excel, don't want to evolve, don't want to
I'm the
get
master.
better. Yeah, and that's
I'm
it.
the master. There's
Yeah,
nothing you can teach me about this
yeah.
art, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to his point, like
Mm-hmm.
that, to me, those certifications are like belts, right? Like
Yeah.
you get one, you get the next one, you get the next one, you get the next one, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's great. But if you take that and you
Mm-hmm.
go out and
Mm-hmm.
let's say he came to talk to you and you say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, have you ever thought exactly what we just said? Have you ever
Mm-hmm.
thought about flipping your hand? Have you ever thought about this? And he goes, you
Yeah.
can't do that. I'm the master, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
if,
Yeah.
if you take that mindset, then I think that you're one of the
Mm-hmm.
problems with modern
Mm-hmm.
kung fu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you don't, though, if you go,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I never actually thought about that,
Yeah.
then I think that you're one of the good
Mm-hmm.
people in
Yeah.
modern kung fu, and you're actually
Exactly.
trying to move this art forward, right? You're trying to evolve.
He's somebody that I probably want to have on the show too, Harlem. He's knowledgeable. He's a BJJ black belt as well. Other martial arts, jujitsu as well. So me and him have great convos offline
Yeah,
about stuff. So he's somebody that I would definitely love to, put on the show, tap in, to see the mindset because he's with the same thing, like just evolving, looking
yeah,
at no one person is better. You can learn from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Put that
absolutely.
ego aside and
Absolutely. And what
definitely.
I was saying earlier, I do chi sao, and when I chi sao, it's
Mm-hmm.
100% Wing Chun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've traveled with the chi sao, and I've been to Taiwan, Silala,
Mm-hmm.
I rolled with him,
Mm-hmm.
and that was so much fun, right?
Yeah.
It was good group of guys out there.
Mm-hmm.
But when I make it very clear when I go to do those things, and you ask for
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun, I give you Wing Chun, right? Like I will deliver exactly what you want.
Those-
But then somebody asked me to spar, and they're like, hey, do
mhm.
you want to do some light sparring? I said, sure.
Mhm.
They threw a kick, and I did a Muay Thai block, right? I
Yeah,
brought
yeah,
knee
yeah.
up, block,
Mm-hmm.
but when I brought the knee up, I stepped into it. So it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I brought the Muay Thai block and I put in the Wing Chun kick,
John,
right?
yeah,
So I went boom, boom, and then I stepped in and I took their space,
yeah,
and they're like, but that's not Wing Chun. Like Wing Chun doesn't block like that. I was like, yeah, but when I'm doing chi sao, you're not throwing a roundhouse kick. Like
exactly.
that's a good
You have
block
to adapt.
for a round kick.
And
Yeah,
that's what you
exactly. I,
did.
I
Yeah,
evolved and I adapt in that
yeah,
situation. I say, boom, here we go. And then I still apply those concepts, right?
yes.
And it doesn't have to be Wing Chun. Whatever your art is,
Whatever,
apply
yeah.
those concepts, right?
Yeah.
And I think that honestly, I've battled with some great guys. Anybody could beat me.
Mm,
Please don't think
yeah,
like, oh, these guys think that they're the best. No, there is definitely a karate guy. There's a taekwondo guy out there who
yeah.
will
That
wipe
probably
the
what.
floor with
Yeah,
you.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't sleep on nobody because I've seen a lot of
No.
fights growing up, seeing different
Yeah,
things.
for
Like you
sure.
thought this would happen, but it won't. It's just a
No,
better man that day.
absolutely. And that'll roll us into kind of our last topic, and then we'll go
Okay.
into Q&A.
Yeah.
Why is there so much Wing Chun hate? And
Hmm.
this comes up and how it rolls into what you just said. Budo Brothers did a podcast on like what's the best martial art, right?
Okay.
Like, and some people will be like, oh, it's Muay Thai, oh, it's Brazilian Jiu
I
Jitsu,
hate
and
that.
some idiots will say it's Wing Chun, right?
Uh,
But in my opinion, there is no perfect art. It's
no.
100% who you are,
Yes.
right? Whoever you are, the best art
Individuality.
for you, right?
Hmm.
What is the best art for you to then
Exactly.
take and add whatever else blends in?
What did that sound like? What did you tell me what that sound like? Bruce Lee's mindset, JKD. Like
Oh
he
yeah,
didn't even want to name it Jeet Kune Do. It
no,
was just his expression of what
well,
he learned over the years, combined it, took what's useful, discarded what's
yeah.
useless, and bang.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but like his concepts are Wing Chun concepts. I'm not.
Of course.
I'm just
He's
saying.
he says it.
Yeah,
70% of his art
yeah, yeah.
is Wing Chun,
Well, also, and gosh, Bruce Lee could be a whole episode for me because
Yeah,
I
yeah, definitely,
honestly
definitely.
I
But
love him
wait,
as a philosopher, and
yeah.
I hate him as a fighter. Right?
You know
Like
what happened? I didn't hear you. You say you love
I,
him as a
I
philosopher?
such a good philosopher, man. He really is.
Oh yeah.
I own two
Smart. Yeah.
copies, the Tao
Yeah.
of Jeet Kune Do,
The
but
doubt, yeah.
it was actually not even uh, Jeet Kune Do. It was oh gosh, what was it?
A June Fan.
Jun
right?
Fan Gung
Yeah,
Fu,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
his Chinese name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back, JKD
Mm-hmm.
in the very first, because my father actually purchased it when it first came out, right? Because he's
Yeah,
been 100%,
yeah,
kung fu his whole life. So
yeah.
he bought the book when it came out,
Mm-hmm.
and in the first like little uh, for you page, whatever, Dan Inosanto put
Yeah,
that it's not actually should never be taught in a building.
yeah,
It's not for you to learn this book. It's for you
yeah.
to take this book and apply it.
Yeah, yeah. To
Take,
whatever you,
take
whatever style you have,
bingo.
whatever
And
style you have.
my Sifu and I talk about it a lot. That
Mm-hmm.
JKD or his Gung Fu was actually just his Wing Chun 2.0.
Tailor made
He,
for him.
exactly.
Tailor made for
It's
him.
made for a small Chinese man,
Mm-hmm.
not a 6'2" white guy with
Mm-hmm.
a 76-inch reach, right? Like
Yeah,
it wasn't made for me.
yeah.
So and Wing Chun wasn't made for me either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at my body style, you'd be like, oh, that guy'd be great at boxing, Muay
Mm-hmm.
Thai. Like he'd be really good at those things, like that
For
long
me,
distance,
they look at me
right?
and say, "Oh, you be a running back for the New York Giants."
Exactly, right? Which I still think that would be a good one. Maybe not the Giants. Like, let's put you a little
uh,
lower down,
you know,
but but
that's my
you
team.
look
That's
at
my
it.
team.
But
But
you look
no,
at
but
it,
yeah,
and
I understand. I
yeah,
agree. I mean,
um,
it.
I think Wing Chun gets so much hate
Mm-hmm.
because honestly, we have bad. Gosh, like how do I say this? In
Interpretations,
a
bad interpretations.
bad interpretations, but it's the loudest mouths get heard.
Okay, I
Right.
agree.
So like you have all these guys, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what led Dan and I to create this show. Right.
Yes.
The loudest mouths get heard,
Yeah.
and you have all these guys talking about Wing Chun that have never been pressure tested.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You have all of these guys who, if for lack of a better term, which I hate the term privileged, but they have
Mm-hmm.
these privileged lives,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, oh, I grew up in
So and
suburbs,
so, yeah.
Minneapolis, or I grew up in wherever, and I
Mm-hmm.
learned this, and I did this, and I did that,
Mm-hmm.
and to take somebody, and this is why I think that we're like-minded, right? And this is
Yeah.
why this show exists. This is why
Yeah.
we do this. Um, you coming from a corrections background, you've seen Wing Chun work, you've
Mm-hmm.
made it work
Yeah.
multiple times,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, I have used Wing Chun in real life scenarios. Actually, I threw a bong sao in a knife fight, and I
Mm-hmm.
still have the scar across my wrist to show it. They threw the knife, boom,
Yeah. Bang.
lock,
Yep. Bang lock.
and it saved my life.
Mm.
So you have these people who,
Magician.
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Wing Chun, I've done it for 10 years and I'm a master.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've done it for 23. Let me look at what is it? 23 years,
About
24
yeah.
years. Nowhere near a master. Student every day.
Yeah.
Student every day. Mindset. For those of you
Yes.
who
You
are
have to
who
keep
do have
that. You
a
have to keep that
yeah
way. That
mindset.
because it makes you absorb everything else.
Yes,
It won't close. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that, man.
and I think that more people need to have an open mind
Mm-hmm.
about religion, and I think that you and I are the people to open those minds, right?
Yeah.
Not
Why not?
because we're special, right? I don't think that we're special. I think that we've been tested.
Yes.
I think we've been tested, and we have the ability
And
to
experiences,
share that experience.
the
Exactly,
wisdom. Yeah.
and if we do that,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that maybe we can help
Mm-hmm.
bring not just Wing Chun,
And,
modern
yeah.
martial arts back, or traditional, I'm sorry, traditional
Yeah.
modern
Traditional.
martial arts to the modern age.
Mm,
Right? Because I still think that a lot of it exists and should exist, whether it's
mm.
the martial aspect or the art
Art
aspect.
aspect. Yeah.
Um, because you can learn a lot. You can learn a
Yeah.
lot.
And
Uh,
no,
go
it's
ahead.
like I was saying, I agree, with me and you bringing this podcast out there from our experiences, we want to make sure they put that out. We'll show some things, show some clips and stuff with the, Wing Chun perspective on how things should be, whatever. I mean, scientifically, they say that it should be, the way to go, the art to get the job done quick. But like you said, we get so much hate because when it's time, you read up on it, but then when we see it and we look it up, we don't see that. So
Exactly.
now I try to put more. Now what I'm trying to do now is when I make content, try to make it more like all right, practical, simple. Like, listen, you could train this and drill this. Just do this and do this and do that. Sparring wise, some people's not comfortable being on, camera. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I guess, what obviously we have to get up. We're
Yeah.
definitely gonna get up and train and do our thing and we'll put it out there and let them know, listen, if you train like this is what it is, and then you can adapt your style, your art, whatever you want. And
Yeah.
it is what it is.
On this channel, on the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
channel, there will be videos from tournaments, and I know that I'm here talking
Yeah,
now, but
yeah.
uh, all the videos that I post,
Mm-hmm.
like I've got one on here now from a Chisao tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't understand the rules, but that's no excuse. I lost in the finals, right?
Okay.
I lost in the finals, and you can watch the video, but
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, we're not here to build ourselves up, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna edit any of the videos that from
Mm-hmm.
tournaments. I'm gonna let you
Mm-hmm.
see exactly how the tournament unfolded, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
give you 100% what the judge called.
yeah,
I'm not going to cater it towards my team. I'm not going to
yeah.
cater it towards anybody,
Mm-hmm.
because that would then create this false narrative, giving us
Mm-hmm.
a black eye. Because if I post tons of videos saying that I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody challenges me,
Yeah,
and we all saw what happened in China, right?
yeah,
What was that
yeah,
dude's name? Whatever the MMA guy's name was. Is like, oh, well, I'm a challenger's master, and then
yeah.
like the guy got mollywopped.
Yeah,
So
like
it
yeah,
doesn't do me any good, right?
doesn't.
And for all you
Takes
people out
away
there.
from the authenticity of what you're trying to show anyway,
Yes. Yeah.
Just be
So there'll
real
be
with it.
sparring,
Yeah.
Chisao, I really got into Tuisho, which is like
Mhm.
fixed step grappling from
Okay.
actually from Tai Chi, right?
Oh,
It's a
okay.
it's Tai
Oh,
Chi's version of Chisao, but it's just
mm-hmm.
grappling, but you
Yeah.
can't move your feet. It's a lot of
Mm.
fun. I don't think it's a real combat
Yeah.
sport, but it is fun.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, there's going to be a lot coming on this channel.
Yeah.
But now, let's get into the Q&A. Let's try and clean this thing up a little bit.
Yeah. I
Um,
think we have one. It
yeah,
was wasn't Wing Chun his original art like Bruce Lee? From
yes,
what I understand, I think it was he learned other things too. I think his dad used to train him in other arts. I think he learned like wushu as well too. Was it Bruce was in wushu a little bit? Or
Bruce
taekwondo?
started. So he started in Wing Chun, but
Yeah.
the false part about that, and we could
Mm.
do a whole, like I said, I could do a whole
Yeah, a
episode.
whole episode. I
Um,
got you.
but Bruce, people are like, oh, Ip Man, Bruce Lee, this whole thing.
Yeah.
But Bruce only knew two and a half forms,
Yeah.
and he only knew the wooden dummy forms 1 through 4.
Yeah.
So Bruce didn't have a complete
His
understanding of
system
Wing Chun.
of the Wing Chun, and that's why I
Right.
feel like they said because of those voids, those spaces that he had, he filled
Mhm.
it up with other things and created his own philosophy, style in martial arts.
Yeah.
But if he would have learned the whole system, let's keep it real. You think it would have mattered? I think he was
No.
it was a guy beyond his time. He was gonna be
Yeah.
him
No.
regardless.
Like I know the system, right?
Yeah,
Like let me rephrase. I know the forms.
yeah.
Okay, so I know the forms, and
Hmm.
and, and I've gone and I'll sit and I'll talk with my Sifu for hours, right? And
Hmm.
it was like, oh, beauty is, you got to
Yeah,
think
but yeah,
outside the box, and you got to da 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 da. But
exactly.
then, after years, you go, you were never outside the box.
Hmm.
Beauty never leaves the box. You have to
Yeah.
think outside the box
Hmm.
to be able to do it correctly. But then when
Hmm.
you want to do it correctly and then you understand it, you never left the box.
Hmm.
So it's one of those things, and like I said, we're always learning, right? But
Yes.
but Bruce, I think that just like me, I know the forms, and I still do some Muay Thai. I still do
Mm.
some BJJ locks. I still
Yeah.
do Sanda. I've started adapting some
Hmm.
boxing, like
That's
Western
dope. Yeah,
boxing. I love it.
boxing. I actually do that too. I train, just like you said,
Yeah.
cross train a lot. The boxing I do as well. BJJ, obviously, I do that now.
And
Judo.
as long as you don't, as long as you don't
Mm.
lose your center line, right? For lack of a
Yeah,
better, I don't want to sound cheesy, but
yeah.
like I know my 10 concepts,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I say, okay, what Muay Thai moves can I fit into these 10 concepts? What
Mm-hmm.
boxing, right? When I throw a hook, I'll come across, but I'll never
Yeah.
cross center line. I'll
Mm-hmm.
never, like move. Really,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not losing any grounding. I'm not losing any of these
You
things.
want to
It's just
compromise in anything.
exactly.
You give
My
them the
hook
advantage.
is really like a modified bong sao with
Mm-hmm.
a hip twist.
Or a line side, right? Or the elbow. We be doing turn Q. He get his
Yeah.
turn to
So
the fist, and
it's you adapt and you
yeah.
learn, and
Mhm.
and honestly it makes it fun,
He's going to
like
the lab. Yeah,
yeah,
it's lab.
you take it and you say, okay, I want to play with this. I watched it in a UFC match, right? And
Yeah.
it's so easy to say, oh, I like this Muay Thai move, I'm gonna do it.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's easy
Yeah.
to do, right? Or it's easy to bang 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 bang,
Yeah.
right? Like throw it out. But then you say, like, okay, how can I do that combo and not lose my center? How can I do
Yeah.
that combo and stay Wing Chun?
And stay Wing
And
Chun.
now
Yes.
you start pulling these things out. Now you start playing with
Fire,
it.
fire.
Now,
Yeah.
so it creates something different,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. It's always gonna
So
look
I,
different, and I think that's why, not to cut you off. That's why I think that's what Bruce Lee came with, what he came with, because he actually pressure tested this stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know, with that fight that he actually had with the monk or whoever he said he had. It took him long to finish him off. Pause to the to beat him up, and he was like, it took too. It's like, yo, what's going on? I guess with that mindset, he was just like, yo, listen. I'm gonna have to change some things around, rearrange some fencing, some footing with that. The boxer's jab, there's this and that, and he created what he created.
and I could easily see if with his temperament and his mentality, it's like,
Mm,
okay, I don't want to wait for them to come to me,
yeah,
right? Like Wing Chun 100% is you throw a punch, now we play. Like if I throw a punch, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. You throw the punch,
yeah,
now that arm is mine, right?
and
I
see,
own it.
mm, mm,
So he throws out the low kick first, bang, that he
yeah,
actually took from what the French
yeah, the Sabat,
savant, right?
yeah,
He took that kick, bang, and it was the
yeah,
fastest
hmm,
kick you could do because he didn't want to wait for them to come to him.
yeah,
He wanted to start it, but he didn't want to put his hands out there. Bang,
mm. And
low
that
kick.
was his bridging. That was the way he
Yeah,
bridged. Yeah,
exactly. Bang, low kick. Your head comes down. Bang, bang, bang.
hmm,
Now he's boxing you up Western style. Then
yeah,
he gets into everything else.
trapping and shunning
Yeah,
everything. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Because they still do cheese out and they still trap in
yeah.
JKD.
And
So,
JKD, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
They still have those elements and those components of the chun. One question
exactly.
the guy said,
Exactly.
could you use
No,
traditional Wing Chun in MMA and grappling? We have to watch what we say with the traditional, because I think that's William Chun's thing, right? Traditional Wing Chun, he calls it. Isn't he calling it that, or he called it? So that's a whole other discussion. I know of it because I've been around people who trained it. I won't, there's some good practitioners that came from that system, that lineage, and we'll talk about that at the next episode of the lineage
yes.
lines.
Yep. Lineage
Um,
lines.
but it depends. It all depends on the practitioner. Can it be used MMA grappling? I use it when I roll, when I go to class. I use the concepts of keeping me rooted and grounded,
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu
covered.
class. For
Yeah,
those
my,
who
my
are
Brazilian
catching up.
Jiu-Jitsu class, I use Wing Chun concepts, and that's how I get the advantage because my
Yep.
experience of pressure. But then I'm learning too. In the same situation, I'm learning like, oh, okay, if I do this too much, I give him the leverage of this, but then I have to, like playing chess.
Yes.
So to your point, yeah, MMA and grappling, it can be used from the right practitioner, from the right teacher, teaching it the right way. that experience that type of pressure, I can show you it this way.
Uh, Wait, did you take the striking art or grappling clinch art question?
No, 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 I
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
This one is
So
that one.
one of the questions I was put in the comments on
Okay.
Instagram is Wing Chun a striking art or a grappling clinch art? So I want to take a second. The
Okay.
guy who actually asked this question is Sifu
Mm-hmm.
Delmar. He runs a Northern
Mm-hmm.
Shaolin school in North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him I'd give him a shout out. He is running a tournament, which I will be at. So if anybody
Yeah.
wants to see what Chisao looks like or wants
Yeah.
to spar,
Yeah.
I'm there. Right.
Yeah.
I'm doing the sparring and I'm doing Chisao
Mhm.
October 25th.
Okay.
It's in North Carolina. So
All right.
you
Mm-hmm.
guys can find his thing at
Tap in.
oh gosh, let me look.
Mm-hmm.
kungfuforever.com. Right. Go there, sign
Yeah.
up. If you guys want to roll with me, that's fine. I don't care. I don't hold grudges. Just make sure you go in the advanced category and we'll roll.
Yeah.
Or just find me there, whatever. But
Yeah.
he asks, is Wing Chun a striking art or a grappling clinch art?
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming from a guy who's doesn't do Wing Chun, but he's seen
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
And it can be confusing.
Mm-hmm.
If you step back, you see me throwing a ton of battle punches, but then
Mm-hmm.
I love to work in close, right?
Yes.
So it's like, uh, which is it? And I told everybody who
Mm-hmm.
will hate my answer because
Yeah.
it's neither and it's
Mm-hmm.
both.
Yeah.
Wing Chun is not, in my opinion, and I've done this for a while. And
Mm-hmm.
again, my opinion is my own, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I don't speak for all of Wing Chun.
Uh-huh.
Wing Chun is not a striking art. It's not a grappling, clinch, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fighting art. It's
Mm-hmm.
not perfect fighting art.
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun is the perfect concept art.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you take the 10 Wing Chun concepts,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know them,
Mm-hmm.
then come train with one of us and we'll teach you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like how I did that? See,
Definitely.
now we can get more students.
You
Um,
got it.
you take one of our 10 concepts,
Yeah.
you pause any UFC fight.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, I'll put $100 on it. The
Mm-hmm.
guy who is winning at any point in any fight ever,
Mm-hmm.
pause it, he has more concepts than the other
Mm-hmm.
guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Strategy, concepts, people would say, yeah, definitely. I agree.
But I don't give a shit about their
Yeah.
strategy. Just
Yeah.
you pause
Yeah.
it. I can
Yeah.
pull up a fight picture. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
who wins. I don't know who loses. They have more concepts than the
Yeah.
other person. And
Agree.
I challenge my students with this, and they're like, no, 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 and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, because they don't do Wing Chun, and I said, it doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They don't have to
Mm.
be aware of the concepts
You
for them
know,
to still be true,
but it's
right?
something that's going around that they're sticking with the
Exactly. They're like,
constant
oh, this
training. I
works.
agree. The
And
concepts,
the
yeah.
other day, I saw a boxing thing where the guy said, never,
Mm,
never take your head and come off center line like that.
mm,
Always focused, and you're always
mm.
driving, even though you're
Yeah,
weaving or you're coming back or you're dodging or
yeah,
whatever. Never stop driving their center line. I
yeah,
said, what? Like that's what I
yeah,
teach in Chisao. Imagine that.
yeah,
Like in
yeah,
Western
yeah,
boxing, they're telling you the
yes.
same
They're
thing that
saying
I
the
tell you in
same,
Chisao.
yeah. I think everybody takes from everybody. I think that's what
Yes.
it is. Everybody take the strengths from every martial art and apply it. Relaxation is the number one thing. I feel across all martial arts practice that. They say that ultimately when you get to that high efficient level in martial arts, they'll tell you relax. Relaxation.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah. Oh
saying?
yeah.
Calmness.
Stop muscling. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time. Stop
You know what
muscling.
I'm saying? So it's like,
Uh,
yeah, I definitely agree with that.
let's choose one though. Would you
Okay.
say in your style? So
Yeah.
let's fix that. Okay, not Wing Chun as a whole.
Yeah.
Your style of Wing
Mm-hmm.
Chun. Do you
Mm-hmm.
see it? Do you treat it more striking or more clinch?
Whew. Man, it all depends, man. Because I would normally would tell, because we're in the age of social media. I'm at to your point when he's like, yo, somebody will throw a strike, we'll wait for that. Or if we strike first, we'll be at a disadvantage. I would say 50-50. I would say 50-50 because once we get it, because it depends. Now, what say you come in Yachi Choi, Yachi Chum Choi, boom, boom, boom. Now you knock them out. Is it a grappling art now? No. But if you go in, could bridge the gap, hit him with the elbow, but he's nice with it, underhooks you, now you in the grappling, but then you sweep him, and now it turns to a what? Grappling art, right? So it all
Yeah.
depends on the situation. I can't really pinpoint one, you know what
Man,
I'm saying?
you are a fence sitter if I ever saw one. Oh, it could be, but it could be. No, I used to treat it as a striking arm, right? Because I got these
Yeah,
super long arms, and I
I
used to
think we
just
all,
stand
yeah.
back, boom, boom. We'd roll,
Um,
boom, boom, and then it was like 2 months.
mm,
For 2 months, my
mm,
Sifu, every time we would meet,
mm,
I told you guys at the beginning, he would like tell people how to beat me. He would
mm,
put handicaps on us.
mm.
So for 2 months, he said, "You can't fight out." And I was like, "What?" And then
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
would
yeah,
do it on
okay.
accident, what he actually did was he
Mm,
took um, like a little chain, and he
okay.
actually, oh, was it a chain? I can't remember what it. No, it wasn't a chain because it would break. No, it didn't
Connect the
break. That's what
links.
it was. A chain.
Mm,
It was a chain
mm,
from the jail.
mm.
Actually, I have it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
that takes too long for me to go get it. I have it,
Yeah, let me know. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
he would make us like put it in our belts.
Mm,
So the chains. For those of you who don't work in corrections, you get
yeah.
about this much distance between uh your feet, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To shuffle.
Yes.
That's how much distance we had.
The leg irons.
Yeah. So it
Yeah,
was just the chain that goes in
yeah,
between them, right? Like the heavy
yeah,
duty chain.
yeah.
He held our belts together with that.
Mm,
So
okay.
now in between our bodies, we have
Mm-hmm.
this much, right? And if you look at my arm, I can't even get my whole
Yeah,
arm in the
the
frame
reach.
here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm fighting with this much space
Mm-hmm.
for 2 months.
Yeah.
And after that, I hated him for it. Oh gosh, I leave class and I'd call my wife and I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I hate this class. I'm done. He's taking all my advantage. I hate this. I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to treat it as a striking art, and now after
Mm-hmm.
that, I can still strike. I can still play at a distance, and I think it's fun. But what's
Mm-hmm.
more fun is the clinch.
Yeah.
So personally, I like it. I like the
Yeah.
clinch. I love
Yeah.
elbows. I love getting in
Mm-hmm.
tight.
Yeah.
Like because they don't expect it.
Yeah,
And when I
they
come
don't.
in, I love it, man. So to me,
So yeah,
my Wing Chun Chi is clinch fight, 100%.
I hear
So
you. You was kind of it froze a little bit. Well, say it
no,
again.
I was saying, for me, my Chi my Wing Chun,
Yeah.
art,
Yeah.
100% clinch fight, 100%.
Yes.
I love it.
I would
75.
say, yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say 50-50. The reason why I say 50-50 is because we'll look at it, we're not looking at it one way. I
Yeah,
can't because there's fights where I don't want to put myself out there. There's fights that were won
yeah,
striking, and then there's fights that were won this way, and it all depends on the person
yeah,
because so that's why I'm like I would say both. But traditionally, if somebody would say yo, it's Wing Chun, I would say yeah, striking art because we do have more striking in it. Like when we first start to
yeah.
form, the first thing is the evolving fist.
But it could also be the grab, and
Yes. Oh,
it's
yeah.
half and
See,
half. You're
see,
punching
see,
and you're
see,
grabbing and coming back. I'm just saying. I'm just
see.
saying.
I
I'm
like
just
that.
saying.
And the same
But
thing my Sifu was telling too as well. With the Hyun Sao, he'll grab and pull back. Yeah,
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 yeah. We had to do that for so long,
yeah,
where every
yeah.
digit,
Every
and it's
little
like,
finger,
oh, because you couldn't just do this.
the ligaments.
Every digit, every digit.
Yes,
But yeah, so we've gone through the Q&A. I
yeah,
think this is about the end of volume 1. We've kind of
yes,
busted some of the myths, and really this is two Wing Chun guys saying traditional Wing Chun is almost a myth. Like
yeah,
there's a lot of myths, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there. which
Yeah.
is going to lead us to our next
The
volume,
next one.
which is going to come soon. I promise you guys.
No,
Uh,
no shots at the William Chung lineage. When we say traditional, I know how they are with the wording. We're not trying to do that. Traditional, we're just trying to say from what people see and know in regards to watching the movies and how they think it
yes.
should be traditional. The traditional customs of Wing Chun in general. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, we're not that. We're evolving to the modern times, the modern day, and letting you guys know that, yo, you have the pressure test, man. You have the pressure test. You can't just go off this imagination thinking that this is what's going to be, what's passed down from what's passed down to lineage, which leads us to volume 2.
Nice,
Can't
nice
wait.
transition.
Yes.
But anyway, hey man, it has been a pleasure talking
Yes.
with you. I've
You
got about a
too, Jay.
million kids I got to wrangle. I think they're home from
Yes.
school.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Same thing. Yes.
all right, buddy. Well, hey, it's been
Peace.
great talking to you guys. And hey,
Yes.
for everybody, take it easy.
Oh,